Hello, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 22 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Now once again, today's episode is powered by my awesome sponsor Elgato. For those of you that are perhaps aspiring content creators out there, you guys know by now that I use Elgato products to create my videos every single day, and there is of course always a link down below in the description to my Elgato profile page. I've written some pieces on my favorite products, what I like to use and all of that good stuff, so you should get a great idea as to the sort of thing that you could use in your setup. Check down below in the description. Thanks once again to Elgato, and getting on into the episode, you know what I'm going to ask from you, don't you? I'm going to ask for the thumbs up. And we're going to go for not just 5,000 likes, but we're also going to go for the 6,000 likes on today's episode. I know you can do it, and I love you for it. So thank you in advance for your awesome support. Sub to the channel too if you are new. So today is going to be about two things. I told you yesterday at the end of the video. One is the Camavinga grind. Going to get that done. It seems like quite a long grind for a 78 rated card, but as an up-and-comer, if he did get an inform, I could see EA giving him a featured team of the week if he did get one. And with that being said, worth getting, because he could be like a higher rated card before we even know it. So I'm not going to show you like all of the grind, because with the friendly stuff, quite a lot of it is about like being kind to your opponent as much as it is hoping that they'll be kind to you. So the first few games that I played, like this one right here, I was losing 3-0. Maybe I should have just quit at 1-0, but I wanted to judge like what people were doing, because I hadn't literally played a live FUT friendly at all yet. So I ended up getting a goal with a La Liga player, which is the longest part of this one. You have to get a goal with a La Liga player in 12 separate matches, which is quite a lot. It don't have to be wins, but it has to be 12 separate matches. And you also need to win 9 games. So if you do score with a La Liga player and you lose, I wouldn't quit. And you're losing, I wouldn't quit. I'd stay in, because you've already got part of your objective done. Like, that's the longest part as well. So I ended up getting Ramos sent off in the very first game. And it turns out I just put Koulibaly in. It turns out I used Koulibaly for the rest of it, because in live FUT friendlies, these don't count towards getting rid of a red card. So like Ramos was sat on the bench with a red card the whole time. And to be fair, I was loving Koulibaly, so I thought, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I don't really care too much about chemistry in this mode. I'd already changed it so that, like, St. Maximin was up front with Dybala, with Ousmane Dembele instead of Dybala, and bringing on, like, Mbappe and stuff, because I needed certain things to happen. I needed to get goals with La Liga players in 12 matches. I needed to get 10 goals with Premier League players just in general. And I also needed to get 5 cross assists with Ligue 1 players, which is why I brought on my loan Mbappe. Being a friendly, he doesn't lose contracts, and they do stipulate in this. There's rules for these requirements for this this live FUT friendly, is that you can only have 1 loan player in the entire squad and bench. So yeah, I mean, I guess most people were having Mbappe as the player just because it could be useful, but as you can see, I actually got a victory in this one. Got a couple of the cross assists, couple of goals with like Prem, La Liga. It was a really good one. That game right there helped me out quite a lot, progressed me quite a lot. But it's at this point, I think, where I'll skip forward, because once you get certain things done, like I went through a little period where I was scoring after like 2 or 3 minutes in like 3 or 4 straight games, but it was always with like St. Maximin or Dybala, and they were quitting at 1-0. So I was getting the victories, but I wasn't getting a goal in matches with La Liga players. So it came to a point where I had all my wins, and I had all my Premier League goals, I had all my crosses with Mbappe, but actually I just needed to get a goal every game with a La Liga player, and didn't really care if I won. So a lot of those were me trying hard to get a goal, and then if they didn't quit, if I went 1-0 up and got my goal with a La Liga player, I'd just play the match out and eventually just let them get the victory, and help them out with their challenges as well. And that's not the most fun thing to watch, of course, is it? So yeah, we'll skip through all of that, and we'll get to the point where I actually unlock the player. But that's my advice to you guys. If you are playing the friendlies modes, yes, of course, you can go out there and just sweat and play exactly how you want to play. But if you're really struggling with it and it's taking ages, be that guy to give up the first goal. Because at the end of the day, it's a friendly. It doesn't count for anything. It doesn't really matter. You could quit and it doesn't matter. So give up that first goal, maybe they'll start being a little bit nicer. Maybe you can get those objectives done together, and then once you're at like 10 all or something in the game, you just sort of play it out and see who wins. And you got quite a lot of stuff done anyway without, you know, without having to stress too much about it. But that's how I like to play them. If you guys want to sweat it out, then, you know, be my guest. It's how you want to play the game at the end of the day, isn't it? So I had a couple of packs. I can't really remember what for. It was from the Camavinga grind, from reaching a new level in season objectives, all sorts of areas you get little free packs, don't you, this year? And as you can see there, I think I got 10 out of 10 goals with my Prem players. I ended up buying a Suarez because the final thing I needed to do was get my goals with La Ligas. So I wanted to like overload it. I had like Joao Felix on, I had Suarez on, Ousmane Dembele on, and I was bringing Pele on as well because I thought, hey, I might as well try and have some fun here. So I was getting goals with the La Liga players and then just trying to have fun, knowing that I was going to be staying in the matches. So like this game right here, I was 3-2 up till right at the end, and then I gifted him a goal with Isaac, and then just scored an own goal so that he could get his victory at the end of the match. And a couple of people had done that to me, so it's just worth returning the favour, isn't it? And here we go, finally, after, it took me a few hours, not going to lie. I'm glad I'm a full-time content creator, because I've got time to do all of this stuff. But it, at the moment, doesn't seem worth the few hours that I spent doing it, because he is a 78 rated, fairly, like, unusable player, even at the start of the game for me, because I've already got better, and I can afford better. But give this guy a few informs. He's a very exciting young player, and of course could have a huge future ahead of him. And with Real Madrid being like a partner club, with him being French, having 4-star skills, I just feel like at some point during the year he'll end up getting a couple of informs and a featured inform or something, and it will turn him into a bit of a beast. So, hey, and now we have like a CDM from La Liga, untradeable if there's some sort of objective down the line that we want to use him for. So that's kind of cool as well. But yeah, those live FUT friendlies, they often to me seem like they're not worth it. So a lot of the time I skip out on doing those objectives. You'll notice this throughout the year, that there'll be some players that I just can't be bothered to grind for because I can already get better on the transfer market and stuff like that. But we found in previous years that like when icon swap stuff comes around and you need like first owner players, it's pretty good to have the odd little, you know, if you get like a decent untradeable player in your rivals rewards or something from a decent league, but they maybe don't go into your starting 11, think about just keeping them rather than putting them into an SBC, because you never know when having a full team at your disposal, like with 8 first owner players in Ligue 1 or something, might come in handy. Boys, I'm going to wipe the sweat from my brow because we're finally going into the FUT Champs playoffs with my main squad, all right? First team we come up against is Prem. I'm not going to lie, super nervous, but this was after playing all day for Camavinga. So I felt like I was warmed up on the sticks, playing quite good FIFA. If I'm going to get wins, it's going to be now. So I got my first goal. I went 1-0 up. Things were looking good. It was a bit of a dodgy one from my opponent to let me have, but hey, I'll take every single thing. It tells me that my opponent was also probably quite nervous. And then I go 2-0 up. I chip in with Ousmane Dembele, and he's got 2 goals on his debut. Maybe that quashes any of the possibly negative thoughts about bringing this guy into the team over someone like Lewandowski. He's got a hat-trick in 33 minutes in FUT Champs playoffs. This right here could be the start of something beautiful. And I get a rage quit. I was very, very surprised. I don't know. Do you still get 1 point if you rage quit the game? Because you lose, technically. But I don't know if quitting counts as you get 0 points. If so, I won't be quitting any of my playoffs games because every point counts, right? We need to go 5-4 in this in these 9 games in order to unlock the weekend league for this weekend. And that does make me nervous because if we don't get in it, if we fail this time, I'm not going to have enough time to get 1,500 more rivals points and then play the playoffs again, hopefully successfully by the end of this week. There's just no way, you know, there's no chance. It's Thursday already, the time you're watching this. So, yeah, this is kind of like my one shot to do it. And you're going to see the first 3 games here today. We're already in game 2. And my opponent did start scoring against me, and I ended up going 2-1 down. But we can quickly pull this one back to be 2-2. Chiesa doing some great work. Lovely ball into Dybala. And just look at the composure. Instead of just bashing it straight away, took it down on the chest. Lovely planted volley into the back of the net. And this game could go our way. It needs to. I hope it does. Because I just want to get as many wins as possible, as fast as possible in reality. I give away a silly, silly penalty here with Kimpembe. And then I save it. So surely the momentum is going to swing my way, right? You would hope so. But Ferland Mendy for my opponent went on a ridiculous run that I could not seem to stop. And he knocks it into Ben Yedder. And that's a hell of a finish. And I lose. I lose 3-2 in this game. So I've taken an L. We're 1 win, 1 loss so far in FUT Champs playoffs. That got me a little bit scared. Yeah, we get the 1 point. So we're now at 5 total points. We need to get to 24, I think it is. But I can now only afford to lose 3 more times. And I need to win 4 more times. So, yeah, kind of scary times. But up against Prem again right here. It seemed to be Foden. Foden was is a very frustrating player to come up against. His dribbling and pace seems very good on this game. And people know how to use him. But Virgil van Dijk took me down and gave me a penalty after 20-odd minutes. And I've scored it with Dybala. My left-footed penalty taker has struck and got me the goal. However, Foden straight away ends up putting him through. And I think Son to Foden, Foden to Son. It's just good football that I can't quite seem to change to the correct player to be able to defend against. At half-time, it's 1-1. And actually, my opponent's had more attempts on goal than me. Could this be a second loss? Oh, I hope not. I really hope not. So, we go back into the second half. Hopefully full of confidence. Got to make a little change or two here and there because, well, I need to just sturdy up everything. I decided not to use like my big players, the Pele, the Mbappe, the stuff like that, because this is just playoffs, right? Technically, this should be all right. I should be good at this. But then there's also the fact that, you know, if I got through these and got into the weekend league, I might need Pele, I might need Mbappe in the last few minutes of a FUT Champs game, which is where the real rewards are. So, you know, try to not use those loans if possible in games where you know they are going to get, like, they are going to take a contract off of them. Because that's not a nice place to be. You don't want to be without a really good super sub in a game that really matters. So right here, I end up getting through with Chiesa. I had made an error on my part and tried to change from my defensive tactic to my attacking tactic. And I changed to balanced, which put everyone back into the starting formation. And I wondered why all my players were all over the place. It somehow worked out for me, though. And then this, I pressed clear the ball, not slide from behind. And I give a stupid penalty away that just didn't need to happen. And unfortunately, he scored an equaliser. And in the 90th minute, I pick the ball up with Pogba. We knock it into Talisca. Ousmane Dembele to Chiesa. Cuts inside. Cuts back outside. Finesse shot. Back of the net. We get the victory in extra time or injury time of this game right here. Oh my God. My heart was like pumping through my chest at the time because these games do matter. They do matter. They may not matter enough for me to use like Pele and stuff. But they are important, you know. Got to get the victories here where we can. So to win right at the end there, it felt good, bro. It felt really, really good. So now we're 2-1, you know. We've got to go 3-3 in the last 6 games in order to come away victorious, actually get on into the weekend league. So I hope that can be done. As you can see there, we're on 9 points. We need to get up to 24. So it's looking good so far. You know, two wins and 1 loss right off the get-go is not too bad. I've heard that the playoffs, the way that they're match made is almost like people on similar form to you. So if you go like 3-0 in the playoffs, you're also going to be playing those top-tier players, which means actually winning 1, losing 1, winning 1, losing 1, winning, you know, going like that might not be the worst idea because you match up against slightly easier players on that throughout the process. I would imagine anyway. But all of the players that are going to be in there are going to be the hardcore FIFA players that have already got 1,500 rivals points, right? So I would say a very good start from my new squad. Things do feel quite nice. I could do with having some real big hitters on the bench. And I might have to look into that. I also am not 100% sure on Sergio Ramos. Does feel a little bit slow. Very solid, but Kimpembe is just better. So I'm thinking maybe we spend some of the coins that we've got on Marquinhos and upgrade the defense there. Downgrade it in rating, but actually I think Marquinhos would probably be better than Ramos. So we could do that. But yeah, other than that, I think the team is very sturdy. Love Chiesa, love Ousmane Dembele. Very, very good players. And that's going to be it for today's episodes, ladies and gents. So I'll be back once again tomorrow, of course, and we're getting our way through the week now, so I need to get the rest of the playoff games done so that you guys know whether or not I'll be in the weekend league, and then we need to do things like rivals, rewards, and whatnot. So that stuff will be coming over the weekend, where hopefully there'll be a double upload or two as well. Have a great day, everyone. Do me a huge favor and smash the thumbs up. Not just looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 likes. We need that 6,000. That is your target for today. So thank you for all of your amazing support. It means the world to me. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Cheers. See what I'm getting up to on Twitter and Instagram. Always posting little things over there. Like I posted a tweet the other day about how I missed an absolute sitter on pro clubs, literally on the line, and I red timed it and I scuffed it past the post. Don't know how I did it. A couple of thousand people liked it on Twitter though, so it was good content. So I'll see you over there, and I'll see you again tomorrow here for a new episode. Peace.